video is going to demonstrate how to amend an IEP with or without a meeting. First, you will find your student. You'll see here that there are a few add actions that you will need to do in order to complete the amended IEP. The first add action that you will do is click on Add Action. And what we want to do is create an IEP amendment cover page. The reason we are doing this is we are going to amend the current IEP. We are going, for the sake of learning today, to do it without a meeting. However, if you are going to do a meeting, then you would click on the opposing radio button. I want to take note on this side that you'll see that there is sections and documents. The start date of this amendment is today. Will a meeting be held? I'm clicking no, and notice that the questions change. Had I clicked yes, it is also going to ask me a different set of questions. I'm going to hit no. It's going to ask me when I contacted the parent to amend this IEP. I'm going to put in that I contacted the parent. It's always going to pre-populate what the system knows to be true. So you'll notice that the guardian that's assigned to this child automatically comes up. In order to get that to populate in the box, you must make sure that you click on the yellow space. The method of contact I used was spoke on the phone. The date that the amendment is going to take place is today. And the implementation date is actually not going to be until school starts in August. Notice carefully here it's asking me which section on the current IEP is going to be amended. Unfortunately, I forgot an accommodation. Before I finalize the IEP, and so therefore I have to make that change. There's going to be a prior written notice that is also required. You're going to need to complete the prior written notice. A section that's going to look a little bit different here is team notification. Under team notification, it's going to ask you who this child's case manager is. That happens to be me. The IEP team is going to be notified of this tomorrow, August 1st. And they're going to be notified by me. Okay? I'm going to save this document right now because I actually haven't gone in and made the amendment on the IEP. So I'm going to hit save and close. Once I've completed that, you'll see that my amendment cover page is still waiting for me right here, and I will certainly complete that in just a minute. However, I need to go into my IEP. So I'm going to hit View Details. You'll notice that now I'm in the View IEP, which happens to be a transition IEP, and it's going to give me the option to amend. I'm going to click on this option. It is imperative that you share with your staff that there are sections of this amendment that should not be touched, because this is all reflecting the original annual review meeting. Amending an IEP is like having a special review, and the IEP amendment cover page reflects that information. No information on this particular item under IEP meeting, student invitation, dates, or anything like that should be touched. Please be advised to not touch those sections. As I mentioned, I forgot to add an accommodation that was discussed at the meeting. That accommodation was peer notes. I have now added that accommodation. I want to save this. Now we all know that if for some reason I had just forgotten to put this in accommodations as an afterthought, but had already been reflected in the present levels, then we would not need to go back and address that. However, if you are adding a new accommodation, that should be reflected in your present levels. That can be done very easily by going to present levels of performance, and then you would indicate that the student obviously needs this in order to function in his academic setting, and you would explain why. At that point, you would finalize the document. You're going to agree to finalize this IEP. Now you could print this and send it home with the parent, which you would do for an amendment, but for this purpose I'm going to just close it. And now I'm going to go back into my IEP amendment cover page, and I just completed on the IEP what was appropriate. Now that that's done, I'm going down to the outcome section, and I'm going to put in that I completed that today. I'm going to hit finalize, finalize again, and then I would close the cover page. At this point, what I would want to send home to the parent is a copy of the IEP amendment cover page, the PWN, and also the new IEP. Well, how will I do that? You can go into View History. You're going to see certain pieces of information here that are there for you to address. You'll notice there's the IEP amendment cover page here. There's also the transition IEP. If you click on IEP amendment cover page, notice that it is locked because it has been completed. But you have documents that you need to print. On the left side, you'll see that it says IEP amendment and prior written notice. You'll click on each of those documents and print them. Once complete, you'll go back to the Programs tab and hit View History. And then you'll go down into the IEP itself. And you'll want to print this IEP. However, I want you to notice something very important on this page. Notice it says revisions. We wrote this IEP on 7/31, and we also had to amend that IEP on 7/31. This would not normally be the case. This might be 3 months out. However, when you do a revision, the most current revision will be in bold. If you want to go back and see a copy of the previous IEP, all you have to do is click on it. Since you want to print a copy of the amended IEP, you would move down further, click on IEP Transition, and then print the page or the document. Your other option for printing is in the Files tab. You can click on the Files tab and you'll see that there's a variety of items. One of the nice features on the Files tab is that you can click on Batch Print and download documents. Here you will see that there is a variety of documents here. There is the IEP amendment. Here is the IEP transition that was most recently done. Notice it says latest finalized documents. You have filters that can help you find what you're looking for. If I wanted to print those, I could click on Print, and it's going to show me all of the items that I want to print. And you can certainly tab through them. Once you've decided that you're going to print, you would hit Print, and that would be complete. And that is how you amend and process through an IEP amendment. Thank you.